Pilates for you today. It's going to feel amazing on that day off, maybe after you did one of our other tough videos. So good to get things opening up, get the spine moving, getting your breath just back into those deepest lobes of the lungs and feeling nice and good to take on your day. We're going to start here in an extended child's pose. So you'll come to the knees and then open the knees about as wide as the mat. Your big toes, they do a little kiss there in the center. And then you're going to sit your hips all the way as far back as they'll go towards those heels. They may not meet the heels. Just know that that's normal. Listen to your body. And then just try to reach for the opposite side of the room. You have active arms here, and you're melting the heart down towards the earth. This really opens up the hips nicely. All I want you to do is just start to rock side to side. Hips start to relax. Everything starts to open up. Sending your breath in there so nothing's tensing us up, preventing us from moving in our fullest capacity. Once you feel nice and open, you're going to find stillness. Just pause. Take a big breath in. On the breath out, you're going to walk the hands towards the right top corner of the mat. You're going to feel nice space in the left half of your torso. Try to anchor in that left hip. And then open up the muscles between the ribs. So as you breathe in, I want you to feel those intercostal muscles opening, opening, opening as the ribs open side to side. And then exhaling to shrink wrap your center, your internal core set activates. Inhaling, think about breathing your breath into the back of the rib cage, letting it expand towards the ceiling. Exhaling to melt everything down. One more breath on this side, big inhale. Exhale, walk it back to center. Find center, take a breath here, recollect your balance. On the breath out, start to walk the hands towards the top left corner of the mat. You feel space on the right side of your torso. Sinking those hips as far down as they'll go. Opening up from that right hip to that right rib. All the way out those right fingertips. Can you feel more space between the ribs as you breathe in? And then blow it out. 2 more like that. After that last breath, you're going to walk those hands back to center. Once you find center, we're going to move really slow. Here we're going to find a wave of the spine. But all I want you to do first is take a peek towards your belly button and round through the shoulders. Good. Once you're here, you're going to keep the spine round, and you're going to start to pick up the hips off the heels. You're waving the spine forward, forward, forward through quadruped. Listen carefully. Keep going. Send the hips down towards the earth. Send the heart through the shoulder blades. Open up the chest all the way to your swan. Notice how naturally your toes came apart there as the legs went out wide. Breathe in. On the breath out, you're going to start to nod the chin towards the chest. Your toes are going to reconnect as you wave the spine all the way back round through quadruped into that extended child's pose. We're going to do that 2 more times. Take a peek at your belly button. Round it up, reach it forward. Open up those toes, send the hips, send the heart forward, and look up towards the sky. Big inhale. Exhale, look down. Find that round spine, 1 bone at a time. You're activating your core here absolutely as well. Toes kiss, child's pose. This last time you're going to hold that swan. Big inhale. Exhale, round the spine. Lift the hips, send the pubic bone towards the earth. Lift the heart, send the gaze forward. Looking up towards the sky, little baby back bend, shoulders down away from the ears. You're going to send the gaze back up to center. You're going to look over the left shoulder, relaxing any tension in the neck. Look over the right shoulder. Look back to center. And then press yourself up to all fours. Once you're here at all fours, we're just going to swing it around and come to a seated position. You want Indian style legs here, so just 1 foot crossed in front of the other, knees nice and wide. You're going to press down on those knees. and just open up the hips, open up the heart. Let this feel good. Big breath in. Big breath out. We're going to reach the hands up overhead here with our next big breath in. Big breath out. You're going to take a twist over to the right. Left hand comes towards the right knee. Lifting your heart up, up, up. Reach, look over that shoulder. Big inhale. Exhale, lift the hands up towards center. Inhale here. Exhale, twist to the other side. Reach, 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 look over that shoulder. Opening up the heart. Big breath in. Exhale, come back to center, reach up overhead. One more inhale, feel the ribcage lift up off the hips. And then exhale, the hands are going to travel out wide towards the side, draw a big rainbow. Hands land back at your sides. You're going to take a mermaid here next. Imagine you're moving between two panes of glass. So just keep the legs crossed how they are. You're going to reach up with the left arm straight up towards the sky. You're going to bend the right elbow and just take a side bend. I want you to anchor across that left hip and then feel space growing out your spine, out the left fingertips. Try to keep the chest open as much as you possibly can here. Take an inhale and then exhale, come up nice and tall. Same side. Inhaling to reach up and over. Exhaling to come up nice and tall. You're moving from your spine. I want you to think about going like up over a beach ball here. Keeping your bottom shoulder down away from your ear. Opening up in the side body, this feels good. You're going to hold that side bend on the next one. All you're going to do is just rotate your heart up towards the sky and then back to center. Up towards the sky and then back to center. Teeny tiny move. You're not going to have that much range here. Just nice for those extensors in the backs of your shoulders. One more like this. Come back to center. Sit all the way up. Same thing on the other side. Right arm reaches all the way up towards the sky. Bending the left elbow side. Bend over to the left. Finding your length. And then making it active. Sitting up. And then side bending. Exhale to stack. Inhale to side bend. Let this feel good. Opening up across the obliques. Reaching out those active fingertips. Take the neck with you. Keep it relaxed. Two more. On the next one, you're going to hold that stretch up and over. You're going to rotate the heart towards the sky. And then come back to center. Rotate the heart towards the sky. Come back to center. Small move here, just spiraling that thoracic, that heart region, up towards the ceiling here. Finding health across our spine, length across our spine. Two more. Last one like this. Come back to center. Sit it up nice and tall. Beautiful. We're going to bring our feet into a butterfly stretch here. So you keep the knees bent, but the feet are going to kiss like they're saying a little prayer. Bring them pretty far out in front of you, just like a diamond here. All you want to do is find a little bit of opening in the hips, but this is going to be more about your spine. So you're going to grab the meaty part of your glutes and you're going to sit all the way up on those sits bones, feeling them connect. You're going to bring the hands behind the nape of the neck and sit up as tall as you possibly can, feeling the rib cage lift up off the pelvis. You're going to take a big inhale. On the exhale, you're going to nod the chin towards the chest. Rounding the spine forward, take a peek towards your belly button. Drawing the elbows towards the knees. I'm in a round spine or flexion. Don't press super hard on the neck, just let it come with gravity. You're going to restack the spine, one bone at a time, starting with the low back, mid back, shoulders, neck, and head. Big inhale. Exhale, start to round it down, sending those shoulders down towards the knees. You're going forward here, so you're not leaning back, tilting the pelvis. And then you're restacking the spine, starting with the low back, mid back, shoulders, neck, and head. Two more of those. Rounding it forward with your exhale, drawing the belly button back, but keeping those sits bones engaged, and then rolling back up with control. One more of these. Big inhale. Exhale, start to round it down. Let gravity take you forward. Don't pull super hard down on the neck. Don't want to compromise there. Hang out here for a set of breath. finding the back body opening, and then restack the spine with control. Beautiful. Once you're stacked all the way up, you're going to swing the right leg back behind you, coming into a Z sit. That left foot is going to tap right above that right knee here. Try and square off the hips as much as you can. So our typical seated position we would take for our mermaid. We're going to do a few nice stretches here. I want you to turn your torso towards your left knee. So you're angled towards that front knee. You're going to bring your hands down towards the mat on either side, and you're just going to walk yourself forward there. What I want you to notice is that right hip, that back hip is trying to elevate off the mat. You're going to press into the earth and really sink yourself back into your hips. Using the pressure of your hands is just going to help you find more length at both sides of the torso, finding a nice stretch here. So nice active in the arms, not just releasing it down. Stretching across the backs of the shoulders. Can you twist the spine a little bit further? Try to square off the heart over that knee, that thigh. Breathing into it. You're going to do what I like to call around the world. You're going to start to walk the hands back so they're directly towards the left side of your mat. You're going to feel that twist really engage across your core. Right now, your torso is about perpendicular to that left thigh. So you're reaching straight out to the side, and you're breathing. You're keeping the arms active here as you press away. Neck's nice and relaxed. Going all the way around this half. So you're going to start to walk back, diagonal towards the back half of your mat. You're opening up into hip extension on that right side. Let the hip lift this time if it needs to. Taking your twist deep, deep, deep. Feeling it across your center. Opening up, using your breath. Letting this feel good. You're going to walk the hands all the way in front of you. And you're going to roll the spine up one bone at a time. Same thing on the other side. You're going to swing those legs right around. The right foot comes to tap the front of the left thigh this time. Squaring off the hips as much as possible. Rotating my heart over my front knee. I'm at a diagonal. Taking my hands around that front knee. And then walking them straight out to that diagonal. Pressing my palms into the earth. And then trying to sink my hips back towards that left side. Finding a nice gentle twist here first. Nice stretch across your center. Breathing into it. Saying you need to stretch as long as you need to. You can always pause. You're going to start to walk straight out towards the right side of your mat. So your torso is perpendicular to that right thigh this time. Stretch, stretch, stretching towards that side. Reaching with nice active arms. Bringing out the torso. And then when you're ready, walking towards the back corner of your mat. Feeling the deepest version of this twist. Only go as far as your spine will allow you. You're now in hip extension on that left side here. If you want to bring the forearms down toward the mat, that's an option. Feels pretty good. Nice and relaxed down there if you've got that flexibility. Just be conscious. You want to walk your hands all the way back in front of your right shin first. Then roll the spine up to sit nice and slow. Wonderful. I'm going to turn to face the side just so you can see what's going on. You're going to create a tent with your hands back behind you, fingertips facing the back, and your feet are going to go out to the outside edges of your mat with your knees bent. So feet are out wide, but they're still parallel. You're just going to pull your heart up towards the sky. Activate your core here. Big breath in. We're going to do a little windshield wiper with the knees. Those knees drop over to the right. Feels pretty good. Go as far as feels okay for you. Listen to your body. Try to keep the shoulders, the heart square here. Internal rotation on that hip sometimes feels uncomfortable, so just allow yourself to breathe into that stretch. Coming back to your center. Both knees drop over to the left. Same thing, nice square chest. Feel that twist. Both hips are different, so let this feel different on both sides, taking inventory of your body. Moving over to the right, and then over to the left. You're going to move as slow or as quick as your body's asking for here. Let the hips move in the range of motion that feels okay for you. Windshield wiper here. Breathing into it. Massaging across that sacrum as well. Do one more on each side, or just whatever makes you even. And then once you're even, you're going to bring those knees and those feet about hip distance apart. So you're keeping the same position here, just coming hip distance apart. You're going to come into a seated version of your figure 4 stretch. You're going to take your right ankle and cross it over your left knee here. You're going to press that hip out wide here. Know that your hip is your driver. It's your steering wheel. You can scoot the hip back if the hip is feeling too tight. If you want more stretch, you scoot the hip all the way towards that heel on your supporting side. Lifting your heart, pressing into the arms, find stability in your posture. Opening up across the piriformis as much as you possibly can here. Trying to arc the low back if you can. It's going to give you more stretch. Breathing into it. Breathing out. Letting those muscles relax. They're going to tense up at first. Really send your breath into it until they start to open up, and then embrace that stretch. 2 more full sets of breath here. Let this feel good. One of my favorite stretches, so good for everybody. Pretty much everyone's tight there. Slowly scoot the hips back, start to unwind. Both your hips are different. Stretch is going to look different on both sides. You're going to cross the left ankle over the right knee, and then you're going to send the hips as far forward as feels okay for you. The stretch is across the seat on that left side, opening up the chest here, thinking neutral in the low back as much as you can is going to give you more stretch in the right places. So rounding the low back is just going to kind of not be as good for you. Breathing into it. Finding that point where everything tries to tense up. There's your point where you need to stretch, send the oxygen into those muscles. Get everything flowing, moving. 2 more sets of breath on this side. And then 1 more set of breath here. Slowly start to unwind. We're going to lie on our side here. Doesn't matter which side. You're creating one long line. You're all the way down when you're lying down. Once you're here, my top leg's my left leg, but whichever one's your top leg is perfectly fine. You're going to bend that knee in front of you like a flamingo here. So you're connecting your heel towards your knee, and then your other knee is just forward, top knee is forward. You're going to open the top knee out, finding this little kind of pirouette position, and then you're just going to lower it down. It's an exhale to open. It's an inhale to close. So this is working the seat a little bit too, but this is a really nice recovery for the hips. Inhaling to lower, exhaling to lift. As always, your top hand in front of you for balance, pressing down. Challenging yourself more if you want to. You can bring it to the hip. Listen to your body. 2 more here. 1 more here. Lower that knee down. I want you to imagine you've got a paintbrush sticking out from your knee here. You're going to lift your leg up towards tabletop, so my foot isn't connected to my bottom knee. It's straight out this time, and you're going to draw a circle with your knee. Let the hips move. So usually I tell you still and stable hips here. Let them move. Really get the fluid moving in that hip joint, opening things up. This feels amazing. Reversing the direction of your circle when you're ready. One direction might feel a whole lot different than the other. You might have some clicks. You might have some points where things want to kind of stop and pause. Breathing your breath into it. Also working the seat, but focusing on that movement, that fluidity, that flexibility. 2 more here. 1 more here. Come down nice and slow. We're going to sit up, swing those legs all the way around, do those same 2 exercises on the other side. So you're coming into that nice long line, lying all the way down. Bending that top knee, connecting your foot on that top side to your bottom knee. You're gonna open it up, find that pirouette, and then lower it down. Exhale, open. Inhale, lower. This feels so good on your hips. Really good if you did one of those glute heavy videos yesterday, maybe right before this. Breathing here. 2 more of these. And then we're gonna come into that nice circle. Bring your leg forward, find tabletop from the hip. Paintbrush on your knee, you're drawing a big circle. Letting the hips move here, but protect your core. Protect your low back. Keep those abdominals active. So my hip doesn't have as much range of motion on this side. You might notice yours is the same or the opposite. Taking inventory, noticing those things so that you know what's important for you to work on. Breathing through each circle. Reversing here when you're ready. Drawing that circle in the other direction. All the way on the other side of the room. Letting those hips go with you. 3 more. I could do a whole video just with this. 2 more. And then 1 more here. Go ahead and relax it down. You're gonna roll over onto your back here. Once you're on your back, legs are long, arms are by your side. Go ahead and suck that belly button all the way in, tuck it into the mat, find imprint. Your arms are long by your sides, so your palms are facing up towards the sky. I know this is restorative, but we're gonna do some itty bitty crunches here. So tuck that tailbone up, big inhale. Exhale, curl the head, neck, and chest up, reach the fingertips towards the back side of your mat, and then lower down 1 bone at a time. Exhaling to lift. Inhaling to lower. 1 bone at a time here. Really using those abdominals. Upper abs to glue the ribs towards the hips. We're doing 2 more like this. 1 more like this. Lower the head down. Upper body's going to do the same thing. You're just going to lift and lower that right leg here. So you lift and lower down. Lift and lower down. The leg and the head both move. Try to keep the toes up at eye height as you move, is what we're looking for. Little half crunches here, not very large. For 4, for 3, for 2. Hold it up on 1. Breathe here. Hold, hold, hold. Find inner thighs. Lift an inch higher. Lift an inch higher. For 3, for 2, for 1. Let it go. Same thing on the other side. Left leg lifts, lower down. Left leg lifts, lower down. If you're feeling pressure in the neck, 1 or both hands behind the nape of the neck, absolutely wonderful option. Finding your core here, finding your length. We've got 4, 3, 2, hold it up on 1, an inch higher, lift an inch higher, holding here for 3, for 2, for 1, letting that all go. You're gonna hug the knees in towards the chest 1 at a time. You're gonna curl the head all the way up, forehead meets the knees. You're gonna start to take rolling like a ball, rocking yourself forward and back, creating momentum here, finding that scoop. Remember, you only go on the shoulders, never the neck. Rolling all the way up. And then you're gonna make your way to all 4s, knees under the hips, hands underneath those shoulders. It's a cat-cow stretch here. So you're pressing down with the tops of your feet, inhaling to open up the front of the body, reaching the tailbone and the crown of the head high up for the sky. Sending the heart through the shoulders, and then exhaling to round the spine. Pulling the back of the belly button up, 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 and looking between the knees. Inhaling to drop, opening up the front half of the body. Stretch, 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 extension. Exhale, curl into that angry Halloween cat shape. 2 more like this. Inhaling to open up the front of the body. Exhaling to open up the back of the body. 1 more each direction. After that 1 more in each direction, you're just going to find a neutral spine. Once you're in a neutral spine, you're going to reach the right leg back behind you and lift it up towards hip height. You're going to scoop the right knee in towards the chest and look down and try to meet your forehead to your knee. You're then going to shoot the right leg long and come back to neutral. So scoop, round spine, shoot back to neutral. Scoop, round spine, shoot back to neutral. 3 more here. Keep those hips square towards the mat. 2 more here. And then one last one. Reach it long. Bring that knee in, relax. Same thing on the other side. Left leg goes long back behind you. Lifts up towards spine height. Curl it in. Send that knee all the way for the forehead. Shoot it out long, find to neutral spine. Exhale to curl it in. Belly button in. Shoot it out long. Good. Finding that nice round shape. And then unraveling to neutral, one bone at a time. Breathing out. And breathing in. For 2 more. And then for 1 more. Reach long. You're going to bring that left foot all the way forward to step it between your hands. The right foot's going to meet the left foot. You're in a forward fold. Once you're here in your forward fold, I want you to wrap the arms behind the knees here, grabbing onto opposite elbows. It's going to send you into a deeper stretch, taking a peek at those knees, relaxing the neck. Hang heavy here. You're holding onto those elbows. All you're going to do is bend the knees, coming into like a little chair position. Your chest meets the thighs. Try to keep the chest glued to the thighs. Try to straighten the legs. Ooh, 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 that feels good. Lowering down. And then lifting the hips back up. Good. Last thing in this video, really embrace it. Really let it feel good. Only work as deep if it feels okay for your body. The arms can clasp in front of the knees if behind doesn't work for you. 2 more here. 1 more here. You're going to unclasp those elbows. Hang the arms down. They might connect to the mat. They might connect to the ankles, shins, knees, thighs, wherever. Connect them to something. You're going to bend the right knee and then just reach up with the left fingertips, opening up the chest, taking a nice twist in the spine. Coming back down to center. Bending the left knee, opening the right arm up towards the sky, twisting in the chest, taking a peek at those fingertips. Coming back to center. Staying here as long as you would like. This is where I'm going to leave you today. I hope you feel amazing after that video. I know I do. I can't wait to welcome you back to Peachy Pilates tomorrow. I'll see you soon.